This is one skill that literally all successful people have in common. If you will meet somebody who's like successful in what he's doing, or in general, especially financially successful, it's very likely that he has a well-developed skill of communication. And if you meet somebody who's not successful in all areas of life, it's very likely that he has a low skill set of communication. So basically you can put the level of communication that you have equal to the level of success that you will have in your life, in social situations, but also in like the financial aspects. Especially when you have a business, you have to convince somebody at some point that your product is good. You have to convince somebody that you are trustworthy. You have to be probably in a sales call usually, or somebody will try to sell something to you, so you have to know, okay, what communication tricks he will use. So this is why I want to start a challenge with you to improve our communication skills every day. And we will start very small, and we will start step by step by just doing a little bit. And if you are maybe like a little bit like me, or like especially like I used to be in the past, then probably it's like even the thought of speaking to people or being social in whatever like social situation, especially with strangers outside, like the thought of that, it really scares the hell out of you. So the first challenge that I will do, and that I maybe want to challenge you to also, is to improve our communication skills whenever we can by hitting up strangers, or like starting little conversations with strangers in day-to-day social situations. For example, when you're in a bakery, you thank them, you wish them a good day, and maybe ask like a question. Maybe just ask a simple question. Having a busy day today? Something like this, something like very, very easy for you at the beginning, or in the grocery store that you ask for some item, some good, where is that item? Or what you can also do, you can ask strangers just for the way. This is something that I did at the beginning, like when I was like super nervous and super shy, just training the skill of starting conversation with strangers and overcoming that fear of the first step by just asking for the time, or just asking for the way, or just in general when you are somewhere in a social situation, just try to start some little conversation. Just can be one sentence is better than no sentence. And the first step, or the first goal that we have with this first little exercise or challenge that we have, is simply to lose our anxiety of conversation. Because, for example, I still right now, but especially in the past, I had like huge social anxiety, super scared of just being around strangers, or not only strangers, but I can remember like when I was in a group with friends or people that I know from school, if we were more than 3 people, so me and 2 other people, more than that, my brain shut down. I was not able to speak anymore. Why? Because of the social anxiety, because I was afraid. And this is the goal of the first exercise, to lose this anxiety step by step by proving to our brain, okay, there's nothing that bad that would happen if we just talk to somebody. Because the truth is, the one thing that is probably destroying our social skills, or the way we communicate and the way we come across, the way that is destroying that the most, is the anxiety. Because through that anxiety, we come off like super weird and super robotic and like super shy and shaking. My friends used to tell me that when I first started speaking with strangers, also especially with girls, that my voice was shivering, so they could hear the fear in my voice. Just something really super weird, like, okay, why is he so afraid right now? So yeah, this is basically like the main benefit that we have, and the main objective that we follow. Hey, do our first little steps towards having conversations to get rid of the fear, and by that you will like have massive improvements in your social skills. Step number 2, or thing number 2 that we should do, and as a little challenge, is say hello and say goodbye to anybody that you meet, like literally everybody. For example, when we come here and somebody's sitting there, even though we don't know them, just say hello to them. Or in the gym, to the person in the front, say hello to them. In school, greet and say goodbye to everybody. First of all, nobody will be angry at you for saying hello. If they would be angry, they are the weird ones. And second of all, I think it sounds pretty like simple. I'll really say hello or not say hello. Trust me, if you were like me, or maybe somebody's watching right now that is super shy, even that is like something where you think, should I do this? Can I say that? How will they react? Because again, there's this anxiety. And also this will again help you with the anxiety. But the main benefit of this second exercise is that this opens you up to have like a longer conversation. First this opens you up for the longer conversation. Maybe they start the conversation, so you get more practice there. Second, it's easier for you to then start a conversation, because like the barrier between not saying hello, not saying nothing, being weird, and then starting a conversation for more practice is super huge compared to, okay, I already said hello to her or to him, now I can easily start a conversation and ask for something. Like the barrier is way, way lower. So this is the second benefit of saying hello and goodbye. And the third benefit is like you come across so much more friendly, nice and sympathetic. I think many people do not realize that often we think, oh, he's so unfriendly, he's so rude, he says nothing, he doesn't speak. But they don't realize, okay, he's just afraid. He's just afraid to speak, he's just afraid to being judged because he has social anxiety. Because this is literally what people do not know, they do not understand because they cannot relate. So yeah, this is another benefit. You come across way more friendly, way more open, way more sympathetic. And the third little challenge we now can do after we did the first challenge, start social conversation whenever possible, train our communication skills whenever possible first. Second, to say hello and goodbye to everybody that we meet whenever we have the possibility. The third thing would be to go a step further and start more relevant conversations, or like have more relevant conversations, because more relevant conversation usually require more like social skills and are usually more scary, so we need some steps before that to get rid of our social anxiety or to get rid of a general anxiety of speaking to people. What could be like a more relevant conversation? For example, you're in a restaurant somewhere and your food is burned or food doesn't taste well, or it's like I had that, for example, here in Colombia. My meat was super hard. And back then I remember, like, this also has something to do with self-respect, by the way. I would never ever say anything. I would not open my mouth, I would just eat that. But I'm working on my self-respect, my self-esteem for quite some time now. Now this is like something that I do out of self-respect. Hey, okay, I pay for something and I want the service and the food to be good. So of course, if it's not good, I open my mouth. This is also little things that you should do. Maybe this is totally ridiculous to maybe you say, okay, of course I open my mouth when the food is not good, but I'm pretty sure maybe there's some people out there for who is not that easy. And this video is for those people for whom it's maybe not that easy, because that was also not that easy for me some days. And it's still not super easy for me right now, but I'm still working on it. What can be another example of a more relevant conversation? For example, when you see like a cute girl in the gym, not just walk over to like flirt or something, but just start a conversation with her or him. Just ask, okay, hey, how many reps do you need? Hey, can I train in or work in? And just start a little conversation like this. Of course, say hello and goodbye to her. And by the way, good, you talk to somebody randomly in the gym or wherever, ask something, and now it's like socially super acceptable to just say hello and goodbye to them whenever you see them. I would advise you, if you're still like a bit afraid of that, to not put any pressure onto you. Like say, hey, I will not make this flirty because this will make it something to lose. Okay, I can get rejected, okay, and lose something here. Hey, I want to talk just to talk and just to improve my skills. And if the other person likes me, awesome. But if he doesn't like me, also, this is awesome. This was not my goal, this was one of my objectives. My objective was just to start a more relevant conversation that is even more scary for me, to work on my social skills. At some level, I think the highest level is then sales, sales, where you convince somebody that your product is worth more than his money and that your product can solve his problems, etc., etc. Yeah, but this will be something like super, super advanced. This is not what this video is about. I would recommend anybody to learn sales. For me, this one was one of the greatest, and I'm still learning sales, by the way. Goal is to be a sales expert, like a sales, but even what I'm learning now and what I learned about communication changed my life personally. So yeah, if somebody doesn't know what to do with his life, I'm just, hey, might look into sales, could be a good idea. Maybe this was nothing like super new to you, this information, or that you should maybe start a conversation when you're into personal development with strangers. But this was not like the purpose of this video to teach you something completely new, but the purpose was more like remind you that this is something super important. Social skills, again, determine your success. Literally, you can make this equation like that. And maybe also like to motivate you maybe a little bit, if you forgot this part, communication in your life, to use those social situations to improve the social skills. Yeah, hope you like this video. Hope you will increase the social skills little by little, and maybe we'll see each other in the next one.